Good evening and welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch, I am a chess grandmaster, and we start our educational stream. I will be playing 10-minute rapid games. We'll be discussing openings, middle games, endings. We have it all here on VChess, so join us. Let's see who will be our first opponent here on chess.com. Here we go with our first game. Let's start the evening, Sunday evening, with the move e4, central play d4, and knight on c3. So we have the French exchange. Everything is theory. Let's go with the move bishop on d3. This is also a possible play, so not only bishop g5, but as well bishop on d3. All is theory. First today in the chat is Avocado. Good evening to Avocado. Bean number 2. And we have Dylan as number 3 to say hello to us in the chat. Heidi only number 4. We have small guests always here with us as well. Welcome everyone to today's stream. We have the move c5. Normal. Let's take. Probably the knight is going to take, and we play the short castle, so we are aiming for this little bit better positions for white. If it is little better or it is pretty equal, we will see that in the next couple of moves. This is a normal setup again, everything is as usual here. So, let's see. We have a solid start. So, queen on c7. Well, that's alright, but it gives me some kind of opportunity here to go somewhere with a move bishop on b5, so I don't know if this move queen on c7 is so good, because it is a bit of lost of a time. Maybe bishop on g5. Let's get active. So, bishop on e7. Can we take? He is gonna take with... Let's see. So, let's take. Let's take on c5. I would like to see with what he takes on c5, so we will be acting accordingly after the move of black. So we have the queen takes. Queen on e2 is quite nice. Somewhere it's going to be useful to have the queen here on e2. First of all, knight on e5. Secondary, let's bring the rook into the game. So 2 in 1. After queen on e2, and maybe somewhere we have the take and queen on e4. So for the moment, let's bring the rook here. The rook is going to be beautifully placed on d1, then has a rook on e1, then knight on e5. These are the main ideas of the current position. Okay, there's a question that after subscribing, 20 minutes of waiting. Yeah, why not? Why not? 20 minutes, it's not so long in my opinion. And in case you are a serious guy, you're happy with 20 minutes of waiting. In case you are not a serious guy, then we do not care so much, because obviously chess is not for everyone. Most of the people are enjoying more faster action, so it means soccer, some computer games, etc, etc. Chess is a game for more serious people in my view. So, to wait 20 minutes, it's not too long to avoid the spam in the chat. Bishop is on h4, so we are having here the pin. Not easy, so for black to get rid of the pin. Of course, it is not like it is very dangerous. Of course not. White might be doing a little bit better. This is all I wanted the current position, just to be a little bit better. Queen on h5, not a bad play, but the question is what is coming next. Is there something like knight on g4? No, we can go with the move h3 and g4 somewhere, maybe in case we need it. There is bishop d7. This is a strange way of playing this position. Usually black is avoiding putting the queen on h5 because it looks just not so good. We have ideas like c3, bishop on c2, very, very solid. Should I go for it? Maybe I should go for it because it is just so solid. c3 is a good play. In any case, maybe somewhere I'm gonna take the knight on f6, play the move queen e4. then the move c3 is going to be useful. In theory, we can go with the move h3 followed by the move g4, so this is okay. So let's see what is gonna happen next. And bishop on d7, so he's giving me the pawn, but alright, let's take the pawn. So I will be taking now on f6. Next move is the move queen on e4. We attack b7, we are attacking with this queen on h7 idea. So double attack. Chess is a game of double attack. I can only repeat it again and again. When we have a chance for this kind of double attack, we go for it. Chess is a game, and now c3 is actually very, very useful. So, should we take it? I guess so. Let's take the pawn on b7. We won a pawn. Black with a bishop pair, so things are far from easy, but we have the extra pawn, so not a bad start. And of course, let's see what happens later. Let's see what happens also with the bishop on d7, because where to move the bishop now? If bishop goes here, the rook is under attack. If bishop is going to be protected, we have this little tactics to take and to take the bishop on d7. So not so easy though for black to save the bishop from d7. It is not only a loss of a pawn, but as well, maybe it is a loss of something more. Let's see, of course. Let's see how the game is going to develop. Maybe our opponent is going to find a way to save the bishop on d7, which is not so easy. We have the move bishop a4. Okay, we're going to play the move b3. So the question remains where to go with the bishop from a4. Rook on b8, quite a nice way, because the bishop is getting now on e8. On the other hand, I get this bishop e4 idea and taking the rook. Is it enough for black to be alright here? Let's see how the game will be developing. So maybe I should go here. And if something happens, I have this queen on f4, I have the move bishop on e4, so it's like a little trick. Is it the best I can play currently? Maybe also this queen on a6, but then we have the move rook on b6. Can I win the exchange? What do you think, guys? Is there a way to win an exchange? Because in case we can, this is gonna be a game over. So let's calculate. Queen goes here, bishop goes there. He has his bishop on g5, but it should be a winning position in my view, so I will be playing the move queen on c7. Maybe there was something better. I know that I'm not winning right now an exchange, but I think we're gonna reach a very, very good position here for white, so it's enough. It's enough. We have the move bishop on b5. He's provoking me into playing the move c4. Why is he doing that? I don't know. Let's go with the move c4 now. He wants us to play the move c4, so let's play the move c4. I see that there is this rook on c8, but it is not really helping, so I don't know why we should not play the move c4. We could have taken as well, but we could have gone also here, bishop e4, but then the rook would be under attack, so c4 looks logical. So, I see Bean and Avocado is having a conversation. Avocado is one of the most active members that we have here on VChess. Avocado is always a story to tell. Avocado. So, queen on f4. This has been my idea. I'm taking the bishop, so I think there's only bishop on g5 because there is nothing else exactly. And now we simply can take here on g5. In my opinion, and we have a much better position here with white, obviously, because we are first of all pawn up, and also we can go straight for the endgame. I don't know if I should play the endgame, because also queen on f6 is looking powerful. Just to keep the queens on the board, we control the d file. It should be very good for white. On the other hand, yeah, this endgame is looking just winning, so I think maybe I should go just for the endgame. Should I? There is this move g4. Can we win the game immediately? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe, or just to play solid queen here. We're just doing so well, so I can take a little bit of time to decide what is the easiest way of basically winning. But I think this is looking so good because this rook game, which probably we will see soon, because it's hard for black to avoid the rook game. Now bishop on e4 is coming next. There is no counterplay here whatsoever, so rook game. Bishop e4, we have the 2 pass pawns. This should be a winning rook game, so we play the simple chess. We have a pawn up, and we try just to play solid, and it should be enough to win the game in most of the cases. So let's go with the move for rook on d6. Cannot be a bad play to get an active rook here. Next, we're gonna bring the second rook into the game, and maybe even here to c1 to advance with the c-pawn. Let's see. Let's see if we should do that. There is this f5 potentially, but it doesn't look so good to play even the move f5 here. How can we advance with the pawns? We have the move for rook a6, always useful to have the rook on a6. Still, we have to be a little bit cautious. Maybe somewhere the move f5. Is it dangerous? Well, not really, but we should still be always cautious. I think let's maybe start with, I like this move for rook on c1 somehow. I don't know, maybe it is just my preference, but I like it. We get the extra piece into the game. Everything is feeling so safe here. Now he wants to go rook on a5, so of course we will not allow that to happen. So we play the move rook on a6. We are putting the pressure on a7. No rush here in this position for white. Our goal is to win the game as safe as we can. It means slow play, safe play, if possible. At some moment we will be advancing with our pawns and it's gonna be a game over, so we only need to be patient. Wait for the good moment and then we strike. So, how can black eventually play here for a draw? Very difficult, very difficult, because we have this active pieces, so maybe f5 is still a threat, so I don't know. Let's bring first our king. Should we bring the king? Usually not a bad idea to bring the king to the center. It looks like a slow play. I agree, this is not the fastest way of playing the current position, but it feels just safe, so I prefer this kind of safe play, mostly. If we can change one pair of rooks, would be good. It would make the things easier, and of course the move b4 somewhere would just decide the game, but maybe first let's bring the king to c3 in case we can. And then we're gonna push the pawns. Rook is doing very well on a6, f5 is coming, so let's go away with our bishop. Next, we can protect the bishop by playing rook on c3, for example, in case we need it. I don't know if we need, but in case we do, we can play this rook on c3. Now, should I go with the move king here? I think so, because why not? We are slowly bringing our pieces to the center, and at some moment we should do something decisive, I think, and maybe it's time to play the move c5 now. Is it time to play the move c5? Because I would like very much to advance with a b4 play, or immediately to go like this with a move b4. I don't know, there is some kind of rook on d8 idea, maybe. Let's go with the move rook here. Oh, he wants to go rook h8. He wants to take our pawn on h2. Didn't see that. I have missed it, so let's go with the move c5, I guess. No more wasting of time. Let's go. I will be just pushing here, b4, b5. It should be enough to win the game. No, I think we're gonna push b4. So b5 is coming, and our pawns are just much better than the pawns of black. He wants to take the pawn here on f3, that's correct, but we can even sacrifice. I think it is a winning position after we are sacrificing. I just don't know if we should sacrifice. It is a possibility, but why not just to play the move b5? Very, very calm win here after b5 in my view, because our pawns are way better than the pawns of black, so it should be winning normally. But of course, let's see. Lately our opponent is playing... Oh, e5, what is that? This is very surprising continuation, because I don't know what is the idea of this, so let's go with the move c6 probably. Or should I play something else? I can also go b6. Is it a win after the move b6? But maybe c6 first. Just to block the rook. e4. He blocks his own bishop. A little bit strange play, but maybe not so bad, so we have to be cautious. How to win it easier? I think bishop on e2 is looking like a win, or it's not a win. Let's see. His rook is completely blocked, so all we need to do is to play the move b6, take rook on b7 at some point, or maybe to sacrifice the rook by taking. Then we have the move c7, and it is a win. So I think we should be so close. So close to win the game. King here. The rook is sort of out of the game, so we don't have to worry. Now, I don't like this play b6 very much, but he wants to go g5 followed by the move f4, so it's not like I have time for this a4, g5, a5, f4. We go here, he takes, I go b6. Maybe it is a win, so let's go with the move a4. Is it a win? Because it feels like it should be a win, but of course, in chess, you never know. You never know. This is the problem of chess. It always so complicated. Always so complex. Sometimes we think we do the best, but then, yeah, we know it was not the best. So he gives me a check. I thought that I can go just king on d3. Maybe I should also go here, but it's too risky. It is too risky. Next, we will be proceeding in case he goes back. Is there something else except going back? Because I would like to play the move c7 next, and this is a queen, so... How can he avoid this c7 play? I think only by going back, because there is, I think, nothing else. But again, I might be completely mistaken in this position. It's not so easy to see exactly. My rook is passive, of course, I understand that, but I just thought that this should be an easy win. Now we play the move c7, I think, no? c8 is coming, rook takes a7 is... He gives me a check, what is that? Is it really working for the guy? I thought I can just escape, but maybe again I'm wrong. We have king on g5 taking the pawn, so... Now let's play maybe this one, because I'm afraid otherwise something might... This rook a7, and it was feeling too passive. Are we winning? We should be winning. He plays so tricky moves. It is unbelievable. Such a tricky guy here. So, is it a queen finally? Not yet. How to win this position here? Oh, I didn't see this. I missed completely the check. What a tricky guy. Okay, I have to play this. I have to play this. Now, maybe this. And how can we fight in this position? Now we are almost lost. Can we win it on time? Only time could save us in this position. Yeah. Only time, but we had, of course, completely winning position before, but then he started to play so well and I started to play so badly, but he had just a couple of seconds on the clock, so what to do? So, next game, let's go with the Sicilian. And knight on c6. Let's play the Kalashnikov opening. I liked this Kalashnikov very much when I was young. I played a lot of games with the move e5. Even I won once against Karakin. So this was huge because Karakin back then, he was top 10 in the world. And I played, I think, a very good game with the black pieces. I managed to win the game. This was great. So bishop on d3. Now we can go with the move d5. So we are just doing great out of opening. Normally white should never allow something like this to happen. So yeah, knight takes on d5. Alright. And we have a new VChess crew member. Welcome to Felix. Welcome to VChess. Knight takes on c3. This is normal because in case I take with the bishop, he might be taking with the pawn. And now we just go back. So we have the bishop pair. He has a bishop pair, but we have the better structure. Slightly better for black out of opening. And of course, because we see how our opponent is playing the first moves, I think it's easy to say that probably he is not a very strong chess player, because a strong chess player would never allow something like this to happen. Very easy, logical thought. Now we have queen here, no problem. I think we can go with the move g6, attacking the queen. And we should be doing better here with the black pieces. It is a nice position. It is a very nice position here. Let's go, indeed, avocado. Let's go. Avocado, I understand your sentence. Avocado is saying that I should write it down somewhere, that to play you need to be a member, that people stop asking, but I think it's no problem if people ask, because if there is a little bit of logical thought, I think people understand that to become a member, it's not too much to support the channel. So, what should we do next? This bishop h6, rook e8. He wants to go bishop on c4. I understand his idea. In case of f5, he has his bishop on c4. So maybe let's go first with the move bishop on e6. So we are getting ready to play the move short castle or f5 next. Our opponent wants to trick us. He wants to trick us. So, bishop on h6. No. If bishop g5, he wants to take and have the move a knight on c5. Okay, this I see. So maybe we should change the strategy, go for the move f5 now. Is it making sense? I think it does. Of course, I would like just to castle short side without any kind of major action. So I don't know how to do that, because also our opponent now started to play very strong out of nowhere. This we have quite often on chess.com, that people suddenly are improving like crazy during the game. They are playing the best game ever. Still, I think we should just play calmly. So let's go with the calm. Bishop on g5. I don't like this very much, to be honest. I think f5 is looking better, but it's just not so clear because he's going queen on e2, and then we have this bishop on c4 coming next. So it's possible play, but it's not like I like to do that. So bishop on g5 feels much more calm. We are changing the bishop. Of course, he's going to play the knight on c5, and we just will be returning back with the queen to e7, and position maybe a little better for black, but approximately equal. So something like that. Let's see, of course, what happens next. Our opponent is playing a fantastic game after a very poor opening. So maybe if he continues playing so good, he is going just to crush us. Currently, we are still holding here in this position. Maybe black is doing slightly better. Of course, I didn't want this knight on c5 to happen. This is obvious, but I saw no way to avoid it. So now he's thinking this is very strange that he takes his time, because he has no other play. So, or you play knight on c5, or I don't know what. So this is strange. After playing so many strong moves in a row, our opponent plays bishop on b5, which is just terrible. I mean, what is that? What is bishop on b5? It makes no sense, because even if I do short castle and you take on c6, this is very bad for white. You should never do something like this. Of course, I still have the move e4, but it makes no sense. So we play the short castle. Why to put the bishop on b5? You can never take on c6. If he takes on c6, of course, I say thank you, because this is making no sense. He takes indeed. This is crazy. He played so well before, like fantastic play. And now he goes bishop b5 and takes on c6. Wow. Very surprising play. Now queen on g3. Take a look at this play. So first, to take with the bishop on c6, which makes zero sense, and now he's going for the endgame. Well, what can we do? What can we do? So let's go for the endgame. This endgame is slightly better for black, not so much, so just slightly better. We have the better structure. That's why we're doing better, but it's not so much. So rook on d8, we have to play a good game. Our opponent is sometimes playing amazingly well, but sometimes he's just playing bishop b5 followed by the move bishop c6, which is making zero sense. Why to give the bishop against the knight? You have the bad structure. How does it help you? So strange. Now that we have the rook here, next might be something like h5. Castle. Oh, castle is not good, because you should keep your king obviously in the center. We are in an endgame. You should not castle when you are in the endgame. So bishop on f5. Let's first spin the bishop from f5 against the pawn on c2. So Avocado is describing a war between the vegetables. So yeah, vegetable war. Who knows something about the vegetable war? I think first maybe let's get the rook into the game. So rook on b8. Next we're gonna move something like f6, king f7, just to get the king to the center. He's also getting his king to the center. This is making, of course, perfect sense that he's moving his king towards the center. So yeah, we are both improving on our position here. king is doing well. Next, we're gonna play the move h5, just to squeeze him a little bit more. The knight on b3. Well, not so many squares to go except knight on a5, which is not dangerous because we can always put our rook on b6. Not much is happening there. So, safe position for black, of course. I don't know if it's possible to win positions like this. Of course, black is better. It's a long game. Objectively speaking, of course, white has still some drawing chances, but we are on a good way. Step by step, let's see how we do currently with the likes. What is happening with the likes? 26 likes. Oh, only 26 likes. It could be more. We have the move c4. Now, maybe he likes to go with the move knight on a5. Maybe, I don't know. Is it so? Knight on a5. Put the knight here. Could be. Let me play the move rook. Or should I go... Yeah, rook b6. Rook b6 is fine. Because we get the rook potentially somewhere on a6. But of course, not immediately. So, in case he goes c5, I like this move c5 for black. Because we are provoking his pawn a little bit to go to c5. It is going to be easier for us to win the pawn in the future. Indeed, he is playing the move c5. I think just where to put the rook best. Maybe here. Maybe here. Where is the best position for the black rook? Hard to say. Maybe just this calm, a rook on c7, then we attack the pawn on c5. Yeah, I like this. Let's play this very calm move, rook on b7. I'm provoking him to play the move a knight on a5. Of course, I see the move knight on a5, but I just think it's not so dangerous, so we can let it happen. We will be just playing the move rook on c7, I guess, so everything's super solid. And once we start advancing, this is going to be a tough play for white, because there is no counter. There is no counter. He goes... I can also go, by the way, rook on b5. He takes, I go here. I don't know. Okay, let's go with the initial plan, rook on c7. We have the rook on d5 coming next, so he will be also going back with a knight. Slow play again. Yeah, it is slow and boring play here, but this is the way endgames are usually being played. You have to be patient, and then you strike with the right strategy. Welcome everyone, by the way, to our channel. VChess here. In case you're enjoying the comments, consider subscribing. In case you want something more, then you can consider to become a member here on the channel. We have some videos for the members. I'm usually playing some games against the members, so of course the choice is yours. Now we have the move c4, so basically there is no more rook on b1. c4, strange idea. Why to play that? Maybe his idea is to play the move rook on d1 next. Could it be? Maybe rook on d1 is actually quite an interesting idea, but we have, I think, rook on d3. So let's go here and here. Rook on a3 next. Black is doing better. Let's see, of course, if we are capable of winning this endgame. It is still by far not so easy, but we are pushing. I just hope to have one day this h5, g5, h4. This is gonna be a game over. Knight on a5, a4. Good play by our guy. Once again, he improved his play dramatically from quite bad play, I would say, to once again great play. Our guy here, so unpredictable, or maybe we should say so predictable. I don't know if it is unpredictable or actually predictable. Can be both. What should we do here? He wants to go rook on d1, so maybe to play the move e4 is making sense. I don't like this move so much, to be honest, but anyway, he will be playing there, so we can do nothing about it. Now we should think. He wants to take. I will go rook there. He's gonna take. I don't like that he wants to take the pawn here on d7. We should not give up on the pawn. This is clear, so not easy. He is outplaying us. As usual, we are getting outplayed in an endgame. Is there something we can do to fight in this position? Very difficult to play people who are so strong, of course. So unbelievably strong. I think we should go with the move king on e6 or something, but I don't like this play so much. I just don't see if we can do something. I cannot find something better than this, so let's go with the move king on e6. He is going to take. This is almost for sure. So we take. Now I will be protecting the pawn on c6 with the king, and my rook is getting free, but this is not an easy game, of course, because once again we are playing against very obviously somebody who is not playing, I think, by himself. So he's always playing the best moves. Very difficult to play against players like that, so not easy, not easy. Sometimes he plays moves by himself, and this is usually a big mistake or a small mistake. But sometimes he is just playing the best moves, and it's so tough, of course, when he starts to play these best moves in a row. This is just incredible. Such a player. Let's advance here a little bit with the pawns. I don't know if we are doing better, because this knight on a5 is terrible, but on the other hand, we have to get out with the rook. But once I place the move for rook on c8, we have this rook on b1. This is a problem, because I saw that this should be just close to winning for black, but how to get out from this kind of position here? Rook c8 or rook on b1. We play rook e8, there is a check, yeah, and how to proceed? This is the thing, how we can advance in this position. It's so difficult to do something with the black pieces. This is a problem. So hard to find a way to improve the position. I don't know how we can improve here. Maybe let's go to a different direction, because we have the move h4 somewhere. But again, he is just outplaying us. I don't know if we will be able to survive here. Maybe once he has little time on the clock, because otherwise he is just outplaying us. Very difficult to play. Such a strong player. I think we should give up on the pawn here, because we don't have something else. King e5, king e3, so we could not do that. Rook on d8. Wow, why to play that? I even don't understand the sense of this move, so he is too strong. He is unbelievably strong, but we are still fighting. Yeah, he does just the best. I don't think we're gonna survive here. It is not looking like we're gonna survive this game. He is too good. He sees all tricks. He knows everything. Amazing player. Let's go here. Is he faster? Wow, he sees that there is a pin. Unbelievable play by the guy. This is just unreal. I mean, he is not stopping playing the first line. Why to stop it, by the way? When you're just deciding that you want to play the first line, why to play the second line? I think we have no chance here. We have just no chance in this position. We are getting crushed completely by basically a beginner. So yeah, we have no chance. We have no chance. He's always playing the first line. He's always playing the best move. So there is nothing we could do here. What to do? What to do? We can only report the guy, but also this is not helping. This is a thing that, in case you are reporting the guys, he says, so what? He does not care about that. Now he gives us the pawn here on c7. I don't know why he's doing that. Because maybe we'll get some little chances after this ridiculous play. Maybe he started to play by himself. This would be fantastic news, because in case he plays by himself, we have, of course, some chances. If he plays by himself, we are back, but it is a big if. We cannot know that. We are taking away a little bit of his material, because he is just giving away us everything, because he is not a chess player, so he starts to give us everything away. Very, very nice. And we will be winning probably this game against a guy who just plays always the first engine moves. This is a great victory. This is a fantastic victory. Feels very, very good to win against basically an engine. And yeah, very good. Very, very good. The guy played just the first line all the time, so of course we will be reporting him, but the problem is nothing happens. So even if we report him, nothing happens at all. So next we will be, of course, blocking him, because this is a genius player who always plays the first line in an endgame. He is absolutely genius. So that's why we have to report. If we have a genius here playing with us, and then we just report the guy, we could do nothing, but then he was out of time. He was out of time, so he could not anymore do this kind of... he tried, you saw he tried sometimes still the first line, but sometimes not, so he was not fast enough. This is showing his overall level of intelligence. So yeah, I think if you decide to win a game, then you should just win the game, because why to not winning the game? And in case you are, it's like, for example, you decide to, I don't know, do something extremely stupid, but you are even unable to do this stupidity. So the level of intelligence is extremely low. I mean, like super low, because, well, if you decide to do something nasty, just, yeah, you have to do it. Why to stop halfway? Now we have somebody so aggressive here. Bishop on g4 attacking us. Every move is an attack. How can we fight against this kind of aggressive play? Well, we have the move bishop on e2. Feels normal, but also I cannot understand exactly if I take on c6. Where is a checkmate? Is there a checkmate? Not sure. Let's take. Let's take the pawn. Maybe we will get checkmated. Of course, let's see. Let's see. We never know who we are playing with. He takes on f3, but this is not a checkmate. So now my king is actually doing pretty safe here. I'm not really worried. Sorry. Now we can go d3, bishop e3 just to take the knight. Why not? Let's get the knight, I think. d3. Solid play. Solid play. d3. He gave us a pawn. I think there is no objective compensation here for black, because or you're gonna give a checkmate, or white is just doing much better. I don't see a checkmate, so this would mean that we are doing very, very well here. We have the beautiful bishop on c4. So yeah. Let's see, of course. Let's see what is going to happen next, but we are doing well currently, to my understanding of the game. We go knight on e4. Beautiful knight here. Next, we're gonna play the move c6, so we are pushing away the knight from d4. It looks like a pawn up. Is there any kind of compensation here? I don't see compensation because the bishop on c4 is just so powerful. We have the great knight on e4. Why there should be anything here for black? Doesn't seem like that, so pawn up. We have a pawn up position. Our opponent is playing very, very quickly because he just have spent less than 2 minutes, and now being this kind of pawn down, it feels already very, very difficult for black because I think the play of black should be connected with something aggressive, and I don't know how to play aggressively here. Next move is the move c3. Let's get rid of this knight on d4, very unpleasant knight. And this is the last active piece here of our opponent, so the things are looking good. There's a question by Ernesto. Okay, first of all, Kramnik is not accusing everybody. This is absolutely false. So you have to be precise with your statements. And of course, to play online tournaments is making no sense at all. So I'm also not playing online tournaments because I don't see sense in them. And Kramnik, I mean, he's world champion. What people maybe sometimes don't understand, he is world champion. So the guy is super strong. He knows so many things. He knows 1000 more things than we do. So he is not accusing people for no reason. When Kramnik says something, there is a reason behind it. I don't think, I don't have an opinion on that because I don't know, I've been not reading his reports, etc. But it is for sure having some reason behind it. That's why we should not underestimate Kramnik and his words. There is for sure a lot of truth in it, so not to play online events is making perfect sense, of course. Why to play online events? I don't see also sense in online events. So now we have the move knight on e6. I think I'm gonna play just the king on g1, followed by the move rook on g1. And yeah, things are looking very, very good for white here. So, knight on d5, he tries to get active with his pieces. This is making sense, of course. But still, I don't think there's any kind of compensation here. We are doing very, very well with the white pieces. We just should be cautious here. And in case we are cautious, we should be on a good way. So, there is this f5 coming. How dangerous is it? Not very dangerous, so that's alright. Where should we put our knight? We will be taking the bishop probably. And then we should try to put some pressure against the pawn on e5. So what does it mean? What does it mean? Where do we put the queen? Queen might go here, for example. Not looking bad at all, but there is a 5, and then we take. Okay, so let's go. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we should play the move queen on a4. It looks not bad. Okay, let's go queen a4, because I cannot imagine that this is a bad play. I don't know if this is a good play, but probably not a bad play. Let's go queen a4. Let's get a little bit active. So yeah. Avocado, congrats for the 3rd place. Very, very good. Even though I have to tell you, I'm not a big fan of a bullet play at all, but I know it's fun, so many people are enjoying the bullet game, so congrats. Congrats to Avocado. Very nice. Excellent. And we have also Felix here with us. By the way, Felix, are you a new member? Because I cannot remember you exactly. Felix Yon 5015. Queen on c7. He tries to keep the things together. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. He is not so bad. But we are hopefully better, because at the moment we are doing well. Let's hope that we can continue in this position with some good play. Let's see, there's this f5, but again, f5 is not like super dangerous, that's the thing. If I would be afraid of f5, it would be easier to play here with the white pieces, because I would know exactly what to do, but because I'm not afraid, this makes the things more complex actually, because it gives me just much more choice. I think maybe bishop on d2. I don't know, I don't feel like f5 is such a dangerous play. Ah, Felix is just joined. Alright, Felix, welcome Felix. I Play Chess Live is here with us. Welcome to I Play Chess Live, one of our most active members and biggest supporters here on the channel. Welcome to I Play Chess Live. Knight takes on d6. And next, my idea was to put a pressure against the pawn on e5. Is it not logical? I think it is, so let's go. Rook here. Pressure on e5. We have the extra pawn, we have the bishop pair. He tries to give us a checkmate, but it's gonna be so hard to checkmate because I think there is just nothing. How to checkmate here with the black pieces? What we need to do is to attack the pawn on e5 and it's gonna be a game over. So how to do that in the best way? Because there are so many tricks. Tricky players, so we have to avoid the tricks and simultaneously attack something. So maybe let's go first with the move rook on g1. This cannot be a bad play, I guess, because we have a rook on g2 just in case, and we will be targeting the pawn on e5. Once the pawn is going to fall, it is game over. So let's see. This rook f6, I don't know what is the sense of that. King h8, he tries to be safe, but of course white is doing here much better because we are having the full and healthy pawn up position. Maybe let's advance a little bit here with the move b4, but I don't know if I should do that. He goes with the move on knight on f4. Maybe somewhere we will be taking the pawn on e5. Yeah, this is good. It should be very good for white, but maybe we can find even something better here. How can I change the queens? Because this would be the best. After changing queens, it is just a game over instantly. So we should be cautious of this knight on f4. We can take somewhere, but yeah, way to take. Doesn't feel like I should be taking. What should we do here? How to get to the pawn e5? It looks like we should be able, but I just don't know what to play. Should we go back with the queen? But this is a sad story. Why do we go back? I don't like it, so maybe let's go with the move rook on g3 first. I don't know why I play the move rook on g3. It's not like we are threatening something, but we are just waiting for his next play. In theory, we would like to go rook on g1, but I don't know. I think the rook is doing well here. So it is more of just a waiting play. Let's see what happens next. Just a waiting play. Knight on f4. Finally something happens. Next, we should be trying to attack the pawn on e5. How to do that? It's strange, we have a bishop pair. We should have a way to be very good in this position. Somewhere to play the move d4. Maybe I have an idea. Let me play first. Here, queen on a3. A bit strange idea, to be honest, but maybe not so bad, because I don't know how for him now to defend this whole situation. We can always take on f4. So this we'll be doing in case we need it. We will be taking on f4. This is fine. We can also take on e6. He has to take back. So we have a couple of nice options here for white. How to proceed. In case we manage to change the queen, this is just a game over. So once the queens are gone from the board, it is same as winning the game. The only thing is it's not so easy to change the queens, which is strange. It feels like we should be able to do that, but I don't know how at the moment. We have this rook h6 in theory, but again, not very dangerous. We can always take on e6. Bishop pair is bishop pair. not to be underestimated. Bishop pair is always powerful, especially in positions that are open, and we have more or less an open position. We have a beautiful knight on the 4, obviously, but bishop pair is a bishop pair, so he goes away. He finds nothing better than just to move away. Next, the rook is getting there, so we should be doing something. It feels like somewhere d4 and it is just a game over, but I cannot find the right moment to push. This is so strange. I don't know why. We should have something, but... Okay, let me play b4 because I don't see exactly how can I win in this position. Now we can get into an endgame, but this endgame is not so easy. This queen a5 endgame, now he's gonna win the pawn on d3. Don't like it so much, so maybe we're gonna defend the pawn first. Or it's time to push. I don't know. I don't know if it's time for us, or let's take maybe. Let's maybe take to be more conservative. So we will be taking, and he has to take with a knight, I guess, because there's nothing else. And we play the move c4. So we try to be more conservative. Let's just get the bishop here against the pawn on e5. We are still doing better. h6. What is h6? Very, very surprising play. Wow, h6. I think we can go with the move, because it also blocks his own play on the h-file, so this is super surprising play by the guy. I think I can play the move bishop on c3, so we're attacking the pawn on e5. Let's see if I'm correct. Maybe I'm not, so let's see. He takes. I thought I have the move f4, but now I just see that maybe I don't have this. This would be terrible if I don't have the move f4, because I thought it is just winning, but now I see that maybe not. Still, let's see. This is maybe... Ooh, he takes with a knight, then he takes with a queen there. Like, what? Wow. Spectacular. What can I say? So, let's go back. Very, very spectacular that he can do that. And luckily we had the position with the pawn up, so things are still alright for black, for white, but we are not doing better probably, but let's see. So f4. The problem is that he is playing very, very strange, but everything is working, so it feels like black should be just very bad here, but because it should be just falling apart, but it doesn't. That's the thing, it doesn't fall apart. Everything is always working, which is very, very weird. It's not normal that everything is working for black. It's like, doesn't matter what we do, he has always something on it. This is just insane. Okay, he is going to take, so we will be taking back here on g3. We are always playing so strong chess players. This is unbelievable. How is it possible that we are always playing against now his c5? Yeah, I saw that. This is the best, but this is unbelievable that it is just possible for the guy to do that. He sees all tricks. I saw that, but I didn't think he's gonna find, because how to find always the best play. No break for us. Now, finally, he played something that I don't understand. Now we will get the rook here. So he attacks, I defend. I cover the file. The pawn is walking. We are doing now much better. He gives me the pawn. Why is he doing that? I don't know, so I will be walking. My king is so safe. Safety first. h3 is terrible. This makes 0 sense. f3, everything is covered. The pawn is under attack. The pawn is under attack. We have here also the pawn walking, so let me take it. Let me go back. We are so close to win the game, but of course we have to be cautious here. Next, let's win the pawn on h3, I think. f4. Maybe a great play by the guy. How he finds always something. I don't know how he does it. He always finds some play. Yeah, now of course I missed it. We're pushing. Let's go away. Let's go away. Let's go here. Let's go here. e7, we're almost there. We are almost there. Finally, we catch him, but yeah, this is unbelievable play by the guy because he did such a strong play in the middle game. This was phenomenal. I don't know how he could do that in the middle game. Who is this to play so strong in the middle game? But then, yeah, then he collapses when it comes to a little bit faster play, but unbelievably strong play in the middle game by the guy. It seems like it is completely game over, yes? So usually we are winning these positions very easily. A pawn up from the opening and there is no nothing. And then he starts to play like a genius, completely outplaying us in a much worse position. How realistic is that? Possible, of course, yeah, but what is a chance? Everyone is outplaying us. What can we do? What can we do? Let's play the London. So immediately bishop f4. Let's go with a London system. I don't like to play London. I would like to say this once again. It's not my favorite opening, but I know that so many of you are playing this London system, so I will be playing it. Bishop on d6. We have a couple of ways here to play. After bishop on d6, we can keep the bishop on f4, or we go with the move bishop on g3. So both is fine, both is alright. I will be playing with the move bishop on g3. Let's see. What kind of system is he going to play next? b6, we go with the move knight on d2. Here, bishop on a6. I am not sure, because usually when you play this bishop a6 idea, the idea is good. But the problem is now I can take, and he lost so much time on this maneuver. So I can go, for example, with the move queen on e2 or with the move c4, and these positions are slightly better for white because the knight is just completely out of the game. So I would not advise you to lose that much of a time. Maybe queen on e2 is even looking more simpler because I'm attacking the knight. I guess the knight has to go back because probably there is nothing better. Maybe our opponent's gonna surprise us. Yes, he does with the move knight on b4. Wow, is it a good play? Knight on b4, so risky to put the knight here because you might just be lost on the spot. So let's see, short castle. I give him the c4 2 pawn, but I have bishop g3. Why to take? I don't know. Let's take back. Knight on b4 is in trouble. He does not care. He plays a move queen on d7. He gives me a tempo. Okay, let's take it. Let's take the tempo. Let's take the free tempo. Knight on e5. He plays also so quick. Queen on d7 makes just no sense. Why to do that? Why to play something like this? And I think we can catch the knight if I'm correct. So we play c3, knight goes back. We have the option of queen on b5. That's it. Goodbye for the knight. So c3 and goodbye. And basically now you see that we're playing 2400. So this is more or less a realistic strength, because 2400 is approximately 2000 rated player. And yeah, the 2000 rated players, they are blundering this kind of things. This is absolutely normal to blunder something like this. So this is a real guy. He is not getting any kind of assistance or similar. He just plays the way he plays. This is absolutely normal. So for a 2300, never to blunder, to see all the tricks, etc, etc. This is so unrealistic. Like, wow. Accidental tactics. Yeah, Ernesto, you are correct. Sometimes accidental tactics are helping us. Let's go with the, again, London system, because it was so short. We couldn't enjoy the game to our full extent. Now we have the move e6, so he is not playing. Okay, we play the London. No changes here. e3. Let's see. Let's see if the current guy knows what to do in the London. He plays very quickly, so I don't know if he knows or not knowing. What we can say for sure, that he is super fast. Knight on d2. c3. We have the London setup here. The wall, and bishop b5. Don't forget to play the move bishop b5, by the way. This is usually the way to play the London. Here with the move bishop on b5 to take is alright. Now we're gonna take with the e-pawn. This is usually how we play it. So in theory, now we will be or taking the knight on c6, but it depends. It depends a little bit what our guy is gonna play. He takes on g3. This is strange. Now we have this H file which is open, and usually we just go back, but we can also play with the move g4, or we can also take knight on e5 and push against the king. So we have different options. Let me show you the idea of bishop c6. It is looking a little bit strange, but it is not bad. We have the beautiful knight on e5, and now we start this massive play on the king side. The mistake that he did, he didn't wait for us to castle, and now we have the option of castling longside. So this is very, very dangerous now for black. I don't know if this is a winning position for white, not winning. I'm just saying that this is dangerous. So in case you are playing something similar with the black pieces, I would not advise you. You have to take care. I think we're gonna play the move queen on h5. It is very, very useful to provoke h6, because after h6 the move f6 is not so powerful anymore. Of course, we keep the knight here on e5, so we are telling the guy, if you want to take, it's alright, take. If you want something else, do something else. As simple as that. Alright. So we have the move f6 still being played. f6 is the right play, but here is g6 square now, because h6 is on the board. So we have the move knight on g4, plus we have the move knight on g6. Two options, both are looking, I think, pretty dangerous for black in my view. We have the option of long castle, so we keep the king a little bit longer here in the center. Let's take a look. In case we go knight here, we would like to take. Is there a defense against knight takes h6? Because if there is no defense, we are just winning the game instantly. And what could be the defense? Because we also have the idea of queen on g6. Wow, this looks so dangerous. Knight on g4. Knight takes h6 next, or we have the knight on h4 and knight on g6. How do you like the London? How do you like the London? So, let's see. Rook on f7. Wow. What happens in case I take? He wants to take rook on g7, so this is not immediately winning for white. Amazing. Amazing that he can save the game even for a couple of more moves, because it seems like it is game over, but he finds this rook on f7 also so quickly, yeah. I think once again we're facing a guy who is just unstoppable. I mean, how to play so quickly, how to see everything so fast. I don't know. I don't know how these people are doing that, so we are advancing here with our knights. I think this position looks like completely lost for black. Completely lost to go for this position with the black pieces. This is just insane. King on e7. He does not care. I mean, why to care? Why to care? King on e7, no problem. I think we should give him a checkmate, no? Let's get the rook here and just checkmate the guy, even though I understand that probably I'm not able to checkmate this very strong chess player, but we will be trying. Can we checkmate the guy? I think I have a very beautiful way to checkmate. I'm just scared because these people are so good. Then we take the rook. If we go there, we have the move knight takes h6 and rook takes h6. I believe it is a checkmate. I don't see any defense. So I think knight on f5 just wins the game. The problem is that we are playing this kind of ultra strong chess players. They are calculating better. They see all the tricks. So maybe he wants to go take rook e1 here, take. Also, this is looking horrible, but okay, let me play the move king on b1. I don't know why I play that, but just in case, because I feel that we are facing someone who is extremely good here. So let me be cautious. Let me try to win the game without sacrificing anything. Our opponent is blitzing out the moves. Who is this guy? Let's take a look at that, at the guy. We cannot see much, so we don't know. We don't know who we're playing here. So, knight on f5. Basically, the game is over. So this position, of course, is a completely winning position for white. We have the move knight on f5, e6 is falling, etc, etc. I mean, to play with the king on e7, I don't think it is a great idea. So now we have king on d6. He's provoking us into taking here rook takes e6 and play the move knight on f5, because rook e1 is looking like a checkmate. But of course, again, maybe it is not a checkmate. So chess is so difficult. You can never be sure. It's like you think that you are winning, but then there is something, and then again you are not winning. So chess is brutal. So difficult to say when actually are you winning. Let's improve the position probably of the rook. Rook to e3 and rook on e1. We should try to win the pawn on e6. Usually with the king on e6, with the king on d6, people are collapsing, because to play with such a king is not possible for a human. No way. Our guy, of course, is never collapsing, so it's gonna be a tough game once again. Every game is so difficult. So difficult. No easy wins for us. Can we go away with the queen and then to play knight on g6? Maybe, but maybe f5 first. Let's see. Let's see what happens next. We are trying to give a checkmate to the king in the middle. At the moment, our opponent is defending perfectly, so we are unable to checkmate. But let's see. King is going to c7 because in case of knight on f5, there is just take. Okay. I think I should go back. I just don't know where. Let's go here. My idea, knight on g6 and winning finally is a pawn there. Bishop on b5, I don't know what is the point of that, so... Let's go back. How to defend now from the knight on g6 idea? But it's absolutely amazing how our opponent is missing 0. In this position, usually I think every player would make a mistake and just lose the game because the position is just impossible to play here with the black pieces. You have the king, you have the pieces which are super strangely positioned, let's call it like that, but our opponent is not missing anything. This is unbelievable. So knight on g6 and then we're gonna win the pawn on e6. He wants to go rook on c7. Once again, he is finding ways of not losing the game. Incredibly good player. I would say phenomenally good player. How can we win here? It should be a winning position, but of course, not easy, not easy. We're playing against a beast. Let me go with the move f5 because I really don't understand how he wants to protect the pawn on e6. Next, this or this. We have everything protected here. So we should be doing very well, but again, who knows, who knows? The next couple of moves are going to decide about the outcome of the game. He plays the move rook on c7, he gives me the pawn on e6. I have no idea why he does it, so I'm taking on e6. Is it not just a free pawn? This is the question. Rook on c8. He tries to get a counterplay. Our pawn is hanging. We can defend the pawn, I think, easily by rook on c1 or king on b2, but king b2, maybe there are some tricks. Normally it is just resignation, but I am afraid of tricks. Let's go with the move rook on c1, defending the pawn on c3. Still we have the move knight on f5 next. Still we have the move e7 next. We can also bring our knight back in case we wish. He wants to go, I don't know exactly what. So let's bring the knight back, I think. g5, let's put here the knight on f5. Let's play the move g4. This is what I wanted. And next we can just simply go away. I think we are winning or we are not winning. Let me see. Okay, let's play. So difficult to win against the guy. I think it is just not possible. Yeah, to beat the guy is just impossible task. It's like mission impossible because even here he sees everything that this is not working, this is working, and so on and so on and so on. This is unbelievable. Wow, what a player. Once again we're facing what a player. And I guess from a winning position, now we have more or less an equal position, but yeah. What to do? What to do? Our chances, they've been not so high, and yeah. I think I should play the move e7 because I don't think I have something better And we have more or less an equal game, but as we know, yeah, probably. So maybe still a little bit better for white, but we have been completely winning. And he just makes 0 mistakes, yeah. It's very, very difficult to play against someone who never makes mistakes, so basically impossible to play. Now, what can we do here? He has no threat, but the problem is that we also cannot do much here. Let's put the rook to an open file. This move is making no sense. Also, queen on a3 is making no sense. This is just a very poor play by the guy, but rook on c6. Why is he doing that? The problem is that it's impossible to guess his move. His moves are making 0 sense. It is not that he's playing very badly. This is just a move that makes no sense. So there's no idea behind it, and it's so difficult to play against someone who plays like that, because you cannot guess exactly what is gonna happen. What can we do here in this position? We should get the knight on f5, maybe, if we can. And he goes with his knight to b5, so... oh, he goes to e4. Okay, so now we are probably just lost, yeah. But okay, again, we had no chance to play against the guy. This we knew that we have no chance to survive against this player, so... now we are losing, and we should just resign and never play the guy again, because there is nothing else that we can do against people that are playing just at this kind of level. So we should just resign. We are gonna report him, and of course we're gonna block him, but again, this doesn't matter so much, because he is not gonna get banned. He's doing this for sure, like already maybe 1000th time. This is absolutely normal for the guy. What to do? What to do? We knew that we had no chance. This is absolutely 0 chance play, because we are playing basically against somebody that is like, I don't know, 3000 rating, maybe more. So we had no chance at all. This has been too strong for us. So we just resign, report and block. Very, very simple. The problem is also these people, they have like 10 accounts because they would like to have a little bit of success somewhere. Of course, it's not a big success. Everybody knows that he is just a very, very bad player. So people are laughing, but this is what they do. What to do? The level of intelligence again is very, very low by many. Nothing we can do here. Next game, let's go. So, take. We are just winning the pawn for free. A good start. Good start. So, we are being a pawn up. What a good start. e4. Alright, he's pushing on us. Now we should get out with our pieces. So, d6. Why did I resign in the last game? I should have resigned immediately, I think, like 10 moves ago. Because we cannot beat an engine. There is 0 chance to beat an engine, so why to play an engine? I think I should just resign immediately when we have the feeling the game is like that. Just resign, start a new game, because it makes no sense to play an engine. There is nobody that can beat an engine, not even the great Magnus Carlsen has a chance, so the game is making no sense. So, bishop on g3. Now important moment, look at our pawn chain, and we have the nice bishop here on b7. So this is great. The bishop is gonna get into the game over c8. Nice place for the knight. Next, the bishop is getting into the game. Next, we're gonna play the move f5. So we are not only being a pawn up, by the way, he gives us the second pawn, so of course we're gonna take it. We have the queen here on e8, so we can win the pawn. Now we can just come back because why to worry? If he puts his knight on f5, we get this bishop c8. As we spoke about, this is so important that I have the move bishop c8. And simple a5 play next, and 2 pawns more, plus a very, very solid position. So basically the game is over here. There is no way to come back from this position with the white pieces. We simply take because we have this beautiful knight here on c5. And all we need to do is to start advancing with the pawns. Is there some counterplay? No, there is not. So let's go with the move a5. Next, we're gonna play the move a4. And we are doing, of course, much, much better. So, feels like a winning position. Bishop is not a perfect piece there. Next, we can play the move b5 to open the position even more. Maybe he wants to transport something, so we play the move a4 just in case to play the move knight on b3 next. And to block everything, we have the move f4. e4 looks good. Let's go with the move e4. Now, knight here or knight on b3. We can choose where to put the knight. I don't know where the knight is doing better, so maybe central. Knight on d3. Central knight. Not a bad piece at all. Next, we're gonna play this rook f7, rook on e7, just in case to defend the pawn on e4. And then we will be playing the move b5, so he is not even attacking the pawn on e4. There are no threats whatsoever. Let's go with the move b5 to open the position a little bit more. Now that we have this beautiful knight on d3, it feels like a great, great position here for black. So yeah. So, next we're gonna play the move b4. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And the pawns, of course, are walking. There is no stop here for the black pawns. As you can see as well, there is no attack whatsoever. So still, we can play the move h6. I like this kind of h6 plays because we give him to understand that we will be giving him 0 chances in this position. So there will be no sacrifices, there will be no nothing. And of course, we are promoting now one of our pawns. Beautiful knight on d3, no counterplay at all here for white, and this is crucial. So very, very important to not give counterplay. Next move is gonna be b2, and it is going to be a game over. The pawns are walking, they are unstoppable. And the last move of the game, knight on c1. It is a fork, queen and rook, and that's it. That's it. The game is over. Step by step, no rush. No rush. Very, very important. Again, control the game in case you can. Sometimes it's very difficult to control the game, especially when you're playing a good opponent. It is basically impossible to control everything, so this is a different story. But in case you can, then control the game. Don't give your opponent too many counter chances in case it's possible, and usually then it's a very, very good sign. So, thank you very much for the nice comments. So, our opponent resigns. Yeah, he just resigns. Obviously, not so many pieces left to play with, so this is normal. And let's go with the next game. Let's not lose time, so we're immediately starting our next game. For the moment, we have only 66 likes, so little likes at the stream. What is happening to the likes? Push the like button at least to 100. 100 likes. It would be also not that many, to be honest, but okay. We should go at least to 100. G6, King's Indian, let's go. Let's go with the King's Indian. Short castle. Let's see which line of the King's Indian our opponent is going to choose. Let's see. And d6. So we have the King's Indian here on the board with knight bd7 and e5. Our guy is playing quickly, so probably he knows what he's doing, but de is not the best. So I would not advise you to take on e5. This line is, of course, not bad, but this line is not very good, so black is doing usually fine here. We get the idea of rook on d8, we have the idea of e4 somewhere. Let's see what happens next, but I would not advise you to take so quickly here on e5. Actually, I don't know, should I go with the move e4 immediately? Looks a little bit scary, so first I will be playing the move here, rook on d8. And then let's see what happens next. By the way, today somehow Alexander is not with us. Usually Alexander always here, but not with us right now. So after the current game, I will be playing one of our members here because we have the daily member game. And first on my list is Felix. Felix, let me know if you are here, because I don't know if you're still with us. And of course, in case you like to play the game or you don't like to play the game. In case you do, please tell us what is your account name. And once the game is over, please challenge me in a 10-minute unrated game. Felix is here. Excellent, Felix. So, after the current game, just challenge me 10-minute unrated, and please let me know what is your account name, because so many challenges, I might just miss you. We have queen on c2. Where to put the knight from d7? Usually we have this nice square here on f8. Should we go there, or should we go knight on b6? A little bit more active to use the time to get the bishop to f5. So I would normally play knight on f8. This is a normal play. But maybe we have this knight on b6 right now, because right now we are attacking the pawn on c4. So it is pretty forced. Not a great positional play, but sometimes tactics are substituting the positional play. Queen on b2. Normal. Alright, let's see what's next. I think knight on e4 is looking like a nice play. We are activating here the bishop from g7. Alright, Felix, thank you very much. Grandmaster Felix. Oh. Alright, so it's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna be a fight between Captain James and Grandmaster Felix. Alright, I think first time we're playing. Warm support, of course, in the chat for Felix, obviously. Rio is here with us. Yeah, Rio, welcome. Welcome to Rio. We have the move bishop on g5 being played. What is the idea of this? In case I go with the move f6, what happens? What happens after f6? I have no idea what is his idea. So many ideas, that's why let's go with the move f6. Just attacking the bishop. Why not? He just gave me a tempo. Well, this is not the best idea I have ever seen by white in this position. Next, what can we do with the knight? The knight is poorly positioned, so we should transport the knight somewhere better. And f5 idea somewhere we can take, but then he's gonna take with the pawn, so this is not the best. So what to do with the knight? Or maybe just to double here on the d file first, and then we're gonna decide what to play next. Alright, let's do that. So, oh, he wants to take somewhere. Is it working? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows if this is working or it is not? Maybe let's go with something else and maybe bishop f8. This is a very tricky way of playing because now we have this f6, e5, so we block the knight, we block the queen. And next we have this queen is aiming to a3. Very tricky play, bishop f8. Let's see if this is gonna work. Endgames are good for black. In case I manage to change the bishop from f8 against the bishop on e3, this is also a very, very good position, yeah. So, let's see. Let me read the chat for a second. Yes, indeed, we will have Captain James against Grandmaster Felix. The first face-off here on the stream, because I think we never played Felix before, and I think Felix is a new member. Of course, welcome Felix to VChess. This is first of all, yeah. I hope, Felix, you're enjoying our streams here. I think we have funny streams, educational streams as well, so all in all, not so bad. Let's go with the move queen on a3. Let's offer him the exchange of queens. Endgame or no endgame? We're asking our opponent, whose name is Srian12345. Change of queens. And Ryu is saying, yeah, little left till 100, till 10k, you mean, yeah, till 10k, exactly. 10k, of course, is still a very, very small channel. Very, very small, but we keep on growing step by step. Not too fast, to be honest, but yeah. Thank you very much, Felix, for your kind words. I appreciate in case you're seeing some value in the streams. That's great, that's great. So, we have the endgame. Our opponent is going for the endgame. The endgame is slightly better for black, by the way, just for you guys to understand what is going on the board. This is slightly better for black because this bishop is so bad. This bishop is doing better. And we have a little bit more space. This is not a big advantage. This is like little bit better for black. I would like to play this move a4 because in case I get to play the move a4, it's gonna be from little better to maybe a little bit more than little better. We open the a file. The pawn on b3 might get weak, so maybe he wants to change the bishops eventually. Let's see. Let's see what is going to happen next. So, let's see. By the way, we have now 101 likes. Yeah, thanks for that. I think 100 likes per stream is the goal. Small goal again. This is not like a dream case scenario because of course I see some streams are receiving like, I don't know, thousands of likes. How they do that? What do they do better? This is a question that I'm asking myself, but yeah. And we have Alexander here with us. Excellent, Alexander. We've been missing you. I already said in the street, in the stream. Where is Alexander today? Usually Alexander is here with us, but somehow not today. All right. We should aim for the a4 play, I think. The question is first to take and then a4, or first a4 and then to take. I believe that we should take first. I think so, at least, because the rook is gonna take and we're gonna play the move a4. Because now there is no more bishop c3, bishop on a5 idea. I've been a little bit worried about this bishop c3, bishop a5. For the rook from d1, there are no entry squares because d7 is covered. And we will be taking now on b3 and we will be getting to a2, which is crucial. And next we can also go king here, bishop here. So we cover all the entry fields of the rook. Good evening, yeah. So, I see a question, who was my favorite opponent? I don't know. I don't know. Because favorite, what does it mean? One of my favorite players now that is playing at the top is definitely Caruana, because I always found him so fair, always aboard, and of course he is a brilliant player, so I think Caruana is one of the greatest I have ever faced. Of course, I played also many games against Carlsen, Kramnik, etc. So all these guys are incredibly good, incredibly strong, very, very difficult to play them. But they are not like unbeatable, so you can touch them. They are not untouchable. Just very, very, very difficult. Of course, great players. What is there to speak about? These are the best players that ever been playing chess in the history, so obviously these guys are so good. Now we play the move bishop on b4, and maybe it is a game over because we're taking the rook. The rook has to give a check. Then we go here, and the pawn on e2 is falling. And once again, I think you can see the difference between this game and the last game, where our opponent is walking with his king in the middle of the board and we can take nothing. So this is normal. People are making mistakes. In case you see a game with almost zero mistakes, something is very, very wrong in the game, or you are facing an incredibly strong opponent. So it is not just a GM, because GMs are making mistakes. So it is a very, very strong GM. So it is already a level of 2650 plus. These guys are making rarely mistakes, yeah. This would be true. So now we have the bishop on b2 under attack. Who is playing now? Is it not a viewer? No. Next game is gonna be against Felix. Felix, the Grandmaster, our new member here on VChess. Can white survive in this position? This is a question. Bishop is under attack. We can take the pawn already. This is gonna be, of course, much better for black. We can maybe play first the move e4. Ooh, I like it. I like the move e4 first, because I think we are paralyzing the guy quite heavily. He's gonna play the move king on f2. We have somewhere the move g5 to win the knight, but it is not working. We have the move bishop c5, possible, yes. But this is still not like completely winning. It is still not completely winning. It looks like a win, but it is not completely winning here for black. So how to win this game here? We should find a way. I think there should be a way to win the game. Just we have to find it. It feels to me that to take is sort of must, because if I don't take, how to win it? We have a couple of cool tricks here, by the way, for black, but I would like, of course, to find a normal way to win the game. This e4 looks so good, but the problem is the move king on f2, and how to avoid this bishop on e3 next. We have to find a way to do that, otherwise we have just calm play, but to play calmly in this position feels too little, no? I mean, we are doing so well here. It feels like we should be able to give a checkmate, or to eat something. To eat something would be great. To play bishop on c5 is also possible, but this is like... the things are getting a little bit tricky after bishop on c5. I would not love to play that, even though maybe not a bad play at all, because we are doing better. So bishop on c5, he might come back. This is better. Okay, let's go with the move bishop on c5. Maybe not a bad play, because there is no good play for white now. We would like to take on e2, and for white, how to defend the pawn on e2 in case you go with the move king on f3. First of all, there is the move e4, quite unpleasant. Then we have the move rook on c2 attacking the bishop. Then there is this rook on c3 somewhere, might be also unpleasant. Again, it is not a game over, but black is pushing here for a win. Black is doing better. And the opponent is also slowly going down on time. So yeah, it's gonna be a very, very difficult job now here for white to defend this position, having little time on the clock. Let's see, of course. Let's see. Rio is asking very funny question. Do you like to be referred to as Sir or Naiditsch? What do you think about Arkady? Arkady is my favorite. This is my name. So Rio, Arkady is fine. King on f3. Still king f3. So we have the move here, e4. What is the defense there? Is there a defense, or maybe it is just better for black? Also, we have the move rook on c2. So two options that we have to choose from. In both cases, we are doing better. In both cases, we have winning chances. Also, I have this king on e7, by the way, this intermediate play, just to see where the rook is going. Also, not so bad, by the way. Not so bad, because then we're gonna bring the knight into the game. Yeah, this is also looking interesting. This is looking even very interesting, but to play the move e4 also looks very good, because he has to take... He has to play king on d3. We can even go here, start eating the pawns. I think is better for black, but somehow I think that maybe... Let's go with the move king on e7. I don't know, I feel like it is a good play, because it's also for white very, very difficult to choose now where to go. We're keeping the option of rook on c2, we keep the option of e4. Many different options here for black, what to play next. He goes to eat the pawn on h7, but I saw that this is not working because we have the move rook on c2. Let's see if I'm correct or I'm wrong. We are trapping now the bishop there. King on e6, of course, and how to defend the bishop on c1. It's a difficult task. To take here on g6, I will be taking the bishop, and I think that's it, no? Because we will be just a piece up. So, the question is there a way to defend the bishop here for white? Maybe, but not easy. I see only one way, it is to play the move bishop on e3, rook here, and knight on g2, but I think black is doing better there, so that's alright. Is there something else except the move bishop on e3 that can be played by our opponent? He is getting really now low on time, so we will be probably winning the game, because so low on time is not possible anymore to come back in the game here. So yeah, no time at all. So rook on c3 as we planned. And the thing is, rook on b3 is not winning immediately because there is rook takes b7, and we cannot take the pawn because the rook is now hanging on b3, so a little bit of bad luck. Still we have many different good options in this position. One of the options is just to play knight on d7, then to take on b3, for example. Maybe we have something better that is winning, but I don't see a direct win. That's why I will be playing this knight on d7, very, very solid. Black is still pushing, he takes on e5. Still, we cannot win the games. This kind of pin is not looking so beautiful, but I don't know. We cannot win the game immediately here. Wow. Little bit strange. Alright, because we cannot win the game immediately, so we're gonna eat with a check. Next, we're gonna give him another check. We are taking the pawn on b3. And black is just doing a little bit better here. Not so much, but we're still having a better position. He has, of course, 0-0-3. So this is a game over. We are winning on time, but we could have done it probably somehow better, but okay. Win is a win, normal game. Let's go, Felix. Felix, the Grandmaster. Please challenge me. We're playing the next game against our VChess community member, Felix, our new member. And Grandmaster Felix is challenging us. Alright, let's go. Warm support, of course, in the chat for Grandmaster Felix. Not to forget, Felix won. So probably there was already Grandmaster Felix. And now we have Grandmaster Felix 1. Knight on c6. Interesting, because not very usual play. Knight on c6. Idea is probably to get the bishop on f5, but let's go with the move bishop on f4. Knight on c6 is usually not doing so well, but maybe Felix has an idea. Let's see, let's see. Knight on f6. So we proceed with simple play e3. Knight is still not doing so great, except you get something like the move eventually e5, which is very, very difficult. So c3, solid setup, not the best, but for sure not the worst. Everything is as usual for the current moment. Bishop on e7, also very, very normal play here. h3, just not to think about this knight h5, so now the bishop can go back to h2. And bishop on e2. We're finishing our development. The knight on c6 is not doing so well, so white is having some small advantage. But it's a nice advantage, so again, white to rush. There is no rush in winning anything. There is no rush in the current position. Step by step. Step by step. A lot of good luck to Grandmaster Felix in the chat. Excellent. Excellent. So, let's see what happens next. We have rook on e8, so of course I'm gonna castle. We play exactly as we thought we will, with this kind of slow play against the knight on c6. Next we will be advancing maybe with a move b4, for example, to take a little bit more space. Very, very slow play. White is doing slightly better. It is a play for people with a lot of patience. Grandmaster Felix from Great Britain. Alright, alright. Felix is taking his time. I think it is a good strategy. Not to rush in the beginning. This is the best. So, game-wise, this makes absolutely sense. Knight on b8, the knight is going back. Wow. This is a move of a real grandmaster, because this is actually one of the best plays that you can do with black. To play the move knight on b8, followed by the move knight on d7. Yeah, excellent play by Grandmaster Felix. This is a move of a real grandmaster. I mean, no joke, no joke. Knight on b8 is one of the best. Great play, great, great play. Next, we can attack maybe to win the pawn here, but is it going to give us some advantage? Maybe. Let's go queen on b3. So we try to be as fast as we can, because this knight on b8, it takes black a little bit of time to get the knight on d7. I try to be active with the move queen on b3, maybe then to play the move c4 or similar, but this idea, knight on b8, fantastic. This is one of the strong plays. Of course, the question would be, why did you play on move number 2, the move knight on c6? But now to play knight on b8 is not a bad play at all. Alright. There's a question in the chat, what do I think about the Danish Gambit? I don't even know what it is. What is a Danish Gambit? Can you please write down the first moves? So maybe I will be knowing the Danish Gambit, because I have no idea what it is. Queen on c8. Not a bad play by Felix also here. Queen on c8, excellent play. White is doing slightly better because I had the better start, but Felix is trying to be solid, and it is the best strategy here. c6 also the best, yeah. Felix is very, very strong. Let's see if we can do something to Felix. This knight on b8, very impressive play. I don't know how Felix could find something like this. A3, positional game. We have a very positional game where white is doing just slightly better because of this maneuver. Knight on b8, knight d7, spectacular idea. Still, we have a little bit more space, so we're doing slightly better with the white pieces. H6, also good play. Is it possible that we will be not winning against Felix? Felix currently with just fantastic game. H6, good positional play. I think if I would be black, I would do exactly the same. H6, excellent. If I would give advice after the game, I would not be sure what to advise, except don't play knight on c6 on move 2. But except that, for the moment, fantastic game by Grandmaster Felix. Grandmaster Felix is playing like a Grandmaster. Makes sense. Of course. We are still doing a little bit better because Captain James is also a Grandmaster, so we have a fight. We have a fight between Grandmasters. Now bishop on h2. Let's see, white plays the move knight on h5. What is the idea of the move knight on h5? I don't know exactly what is the idea. So this looks strange, because why to put your knight at the corner of the board? What could be the idea here for Grandmaster Felix? This is a strange play. I don't know why to put the knight there. We're just going away, and the knight. What is doing the knight on h5? What is the idea of the knight on h5? So I see e4, e5, d4 takes, c3 takes, bishop to c4, cb, bishop takes b2, king 2080, no idea. Nobody ever played me, but in case you go e4, e5, d4, ed, c3, there are so many good ways to play with black. For example, d5 and position is just equal. So nobody will be taking all the pawns dc, and especially the move c takes b2. I don't think anybody would ever do that. So Felix is going back knight f6, which is still okay, yeah. I mean, you just lose a tempo for nothing, but position doesn't change much, so still it is a very safe play for black. Very difficult to break this kind of structure. White is doing just slightly better, but it's just so difficult to break it, because what is the idea for white? We have more or less symmetrical structure. Very difficult to break it. So position is still more or less equal. Okay, slightly better for white, but not more than that. I think I will be playing the move knight on e5, because I don't know how to improve my position. I could have gone with the move c5, but to close everything, maybe, but then there is the idea of b6 in the future, so I will be trying to keep the things a little bit more open here. So we have knight takes. I will be taking with a bishop, of course. And yeah, good evening to everyone here on VChess. I hope you're having a great Sunday evening. It's calm. Sunday evenings are usually calm. It's possible to relax. Some people are watching soccer. Some people are watching Netflix. And we here, we are doing chess because we like the game of chess. Excellent. And by the way, you can always write down things in the chat, your ideas, your thoughts, your proposals. Don't be shy. I always like to read. The best, of course, is to send us an email. This would be the most official. In case you have a really great idea, please send us always an email. But otherwise, yeah, just don't be shy, propose it in the chat. Bishop on d3, I think I should change the bishop. And still, this position is just a little bit better for white. It is such a small advantage that it is like this. 51-49 without risk, of course. We have the slightly better bishop and we have a little bit more space. So one of the greatest players in this position, by the way, it was Magnus Carlsen. He had fantastic game, and I forgot against who it was. Maybe Nakamura or maybe somebody else, I forgot. More or less same structure, and he squeezed the guy unbelievably well. This was just beautifully to watch. So, knight on b6, good play, b3. I keep the things under control here. And maybe we're somewhere c5, somewhere e4, somewhere knight on f3 first. Let's see. For the moment, Grandmaster Felix is playing like a grandmaster. What can I say? Excellent play by black. He's keeping the position and he makes it very difficult for white to break through. White is having some little bit better space, of course, plus the better bishop. So small advantage for white, nothing more than just a small advantage. Next, let's go with the move knight on f3. I try to play the move knight on e5. You might say, should we change the knight versus the bishop? I say yes, because we get this little bit better structure. I know that knight and queen, of course, is a beautiful combo. And in most of the cases, knight and queen is acting very good against queen and bishop, but knight and queen should be in the attack. In case knight and queen is in defense, it's not the same. So our idea is to get this knight on e5. We can play it immediately. I think Grandmaster Felix is not gonna take on e5. So the question is, what is the use case? We have the idea of c5 somewhere by black, so we should be very cautious with the move c5, because this might get tricky and we will be fighting to be better, but on the other hand we might be better. Let me try to play maybe this a4 is very interesting. I'm sacrificing the pawn, but can he take the pawn? Grandmaster Felix, is he able to take the pawn? I don't know it. So difficult to say. Possible or not possible? Maybe. Let me try to play the move queen on e2. So very positional game here. Very slow play. Queen on e2. I'm just making sure that there will be never taking and c5. Very slow play. Queen on e7, attacking the pawn here on a3. Alright. What can we play next against Grandmaster Felix? I don't know, because there's c5 somewhere. Somewhere the move c5 might actually work already. So we have the usual move a4, but this is gonna be a pawn sacrifice on because he's gonna take and play the move a knight takes a4. Of course, white is having a good compensation there, but is it time to sacrifice a pawn? There is also this c5 somewhere, but I think maybe it is time to sacrifice against Grandmaster Felix. So let's go a4. Let's make the game a little bit more interesting. Why not to play the move c5 for white? Yes, this is possible, but then the knight is getting back and then e5 is coming, and it's very difficult for white to break through. So, of course, I would like to push something somewhere, and we have e4 push. We have now a5 push coming next, so I would like to break through. I don't want to close the center. So, for example, after a5, now the move c5 is making more sense because the a5 pawn is weak. Still, even here, I am not 100% convinced that I should play the move c5. So, I believe that maybe it is time to play the move e4. We are doing better now in the center. I'm still sacrificing here's a pawn somewhere, but I think this is alright. And of course, the threat is to play the move e5, so Grandmaster Felix probably will be taking on e4. And we are continuing playing this kind of slightly better position for white, but a very slow play. Very slow play here. So yeah. Alright. Rio saying, Arkady, can we play after that? Rio, sorry, but this is our last game for the current stream. I'm usually doing the streams just for 2 hours, and then I go to rest because anyway it is too much, because such a time investment. E5, attacking the bishop. Now C5 I think should be played, because now we are attacking the knight on B6. Queen is almost trapped, but is the queen trapped? This is a question. Can we trap the queen? Not sure, so let me start with the move rook on d3. I bring my rook here into the attack. Let's see. F6. Can we trap the queen? How is it possible that I cannot trap the queen? Because we have this kind of bishop here. Can we trap the queen? Not 100% sure. I will be playing rook on e1 just to be safe here on the e file. And let's see if we can do something here on the e file. b5. Interesting. We are still unable to trap the queen. Wow. How is it possible that we cannot trap the queen? What is going on in this position? I think I should take here on b6, and next I will be trying to attack on the king side. So I will be taking, of course, next here, and then I have the move rook on e3, so I take. Still, position is far away from easy. This is not an easy play. Rook on e3, we're targeting the pawn on e6, so slowly. White is, of course, putting some pressure on the position of black, but it's by far not an easy position. We are winning the game because we have way more time, but otherwise, Grandmaster Felix played like a Grandmaster. What can I say? Now, of course, the knight is falling and it is a game over, but before that, fantastic play by Grandmaster Felix. What can I say? What can I say about this game? Except that Felix played this opening knight on c6, which is, of course, not the best. Obviously, knight on c6 is not the best, but otherwise, yeah, great game. Knight on b8, extremely spectacular. I only saw Grandmasters playing move knight on b8. And yeah, Grandmaster Felix is playing like a Grandmaster, because to play the move knight on b8, it is so hard. It is so unbelievably difficult to play the move knight on b8. Yeah, welcome Felix. So, knight on b8, only play of a Grandmaster. I think nobody else would play the move knight on b8 except you are really on the level of, I think, International Master 2-4 ELO at least, maybe higher. Otherwise, to find knight on b8 is impossible, because the question would be why we go back after playing knight on c6. But yes, it is a genius play, knight on b8. One of the best moves in the position. And then also queen c8 good, c6 is good, everything is great here. This knight on h5 is strange. I don't know, way to lose the tempo, but still, this is fine. More easy just to go back and keep on waiting. So these positions are slightly better for white, but again, nothing special. So except that, yeah, now queen is sort of a little bit trapped. Maybe I could trap the queen somehow by playing bishop f4, bishop on d2, but I was not sure if I can. So that's why I played the move rook on d3. But all in all, fantastic game by Felix. So if Felix can play like this, I think objective ELO, it is at least 2300 ELO minimum. Because if you are playing like this, this is at least you are FIDE master. I would rather say that you must be international master. Especially impressive this knight on b8. This is just impossible to find. Look at that once again. This is a great lesson how to play these positions with the black pieces. Knight on b8, I think it is the best move. So extremely impressive play. I would say at least FIDE master, probably much higher. So Knight on b8, phenomenal play, but yeah. Still position slightly worse, but yeah. What to do? I think Felix is at least FIDE master or international master. I don't understand this 1516. This play is only at least FIDE master. I would say rather international master. So Felix, if you're international master, this is good news for you. Just crush some tournaments with this level of play. There is standing nothing in front of you. This is my honest opinion, because to play knight on b8 is impossible. This is impossible. Knight on b8 is not a mistake. This is a great play. This is fantastic play. Knight on b8. Okay. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope that you had some fun. I hope that this stream was educational. We had some cool games, interesting games. We played again against the cyborgs, but we do that every day. There is no way to avoid playing cyborgs. What to do? This is part, but it doesn't matter to us, because we are here to have some fun. We are here to look at some nice moves, nice ideas, analyze it, and of course try to get better, at least a little bit. All right. Wish you all still a great Sunday. I will be probably back tomorrow. So tomorrow noon, approximately 12 p.m. Dubai time with the next stream, or in the evening, approximately 9:30 or 10 p.m. Dubai time. Till then, wish you all the best, as we say here on VChess, one smart move at a time, and join us on the next stream. Thank you very much, and bye.